From shock defeats, we had consolidated wins. We had very interesting comebacks across the weekend. And of course, we have the Champions League returning this evening. Welcome. This is Football Analysis on CTV, your number one online television station. My name is Omolabake, just in case you do not know. And I've got with me a very special guest. I think you already know who I'm talking about. Before you get to see his face, though, I'm going to go in on a very short break. But remember that you can be a part of the show. Let's hear your thoughts, your reactions across the games that you did see and across the ones we're expecting to see, all right? Across our social media platforms, CTV Live is the handle on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and we are at CTV Live 1 on TikTok and Instagram. Stick around, I'll be right back before you know. Hey there, so you think you know about football? Join me, Omola Bakeraji, on CTV every Tuesdays and Thursdays and put your football knowledge to the test. You stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media handles and answer the question on there correctly. To participate on the live quiz show, our handles are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It is at CTV Live, and on Instagram and TikTok, it is at CTV Live 1. So if you think you know about football, this is the place to be. Hey there, so you think you know about football? Join me. Welcome back. It is still Football Analysis on CTV. Joining me on the show today, I've got Ibrahim Ayobiojo, aka Izababa. What's the answer?
Number one, good morning. How are you doing? How was your weekend? So you're back here now.
If you're asking me, I was like, do you really want to know? I don't think you want to know.
How was your weekend? I don't ask you now.
I don't want to talk about it.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
I was in pain. I was very upset. My team decided to lose and they embarrassed me, so I was not happy. And we shared the same team, so we shared the pain, as it were.
My weekend got off to a very bad start. Like, why? Like, so an extent I was like, Summerview.
And the name is very nice and sweet.
Yes, Siri will say Summerview. I was like, boy, don't let me get you on the streets.
We're not going to buy you. You will not sign. We will not sign.
It was not teared up in our field after getting the goal.
It's emotional. It's not easy. Okay, let's start with the Premier League as we've already started. We had Leicester City going down by one goal to Manchester City. They did put up a good fight, but KDB said no. What a strike, what a goal, what a free kick. Your thoughts on that game? We had Leicester coming into this game. They were coming off of 3 clean sheets. They've been trying to keep it tight at the back, which has been their problem and the bane of their season so far. They try to keep it tight at the back. They've done that for the past 3 games, but trying to make it 4 is almost impossible against City, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a very a hard task that did that. Was you guys are facing City after like 3 good games, coming over their rubbish stats. And as you said, we all knew it was their defense that was problematic. The defense and the goalkeeping department, and the first half alone, you could tell that the difference was clear from when they were facing. I was like, these guys come to face City, right? City coming to what's it called, to the King Power. Leicester, not go shop, but then we didn't see Erling Haaland on the starting lineup. I was like, okay.
Good one for Brendan Rodgers.
Good one for Brendan Rodgers.
I'm very glad you mentioned that, because we had the presser, a few minutes he had with the press before that game, when he did mention that. I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited that Erling Haaland would not be playing against them on Saturday, and of which the absence of Erling Haaland, should we say, is what reduced the cutting edge Manchester City had on the day.
Yeah, I would say to an extent yes, but largely no, because prior to that, that was City's first goal in 3 games. They had goalless draw with Copenhagen, another goalless draw with Dortmund before squeezing out that 1-0, which was they had to squeeze it out. It
was a good squeeze. It was a good goal.
That was an exquisite free kick. 208 keepers are not getting to that. I've said it before.
I think they will get it. They will hang in different positions.
It was a masterclass of a set piece by Kevin De Bruyne, and masterclass of musical tactics by Brendan Rodgers on his part for being able to stifle Manchester City and whatever they were bringing on. They had chances of their own. Great save from Ederson Moraes to deny Yuri Stelemans a worldie, and I would say
I mean, Barnes
3
also had
points.
his own chance and all that.
I would say 3 points to Manchester City, but all motivation goes to Leicester. For like, okay, we had a good game. We faced the I say the second best team in the league right now. Arsenal
One
the
of the
best team,
best, yeah.
second best team in the league right now, and we were able to what's it called? Control them to just play,
minimize the damage,
minimize the
basically.
damage, and play our own way. And at the end of the day, the only way to get just one goal and just for a set piece, not an open play goal. And whereas ourselves, we could have gotten more than that one goal. So more than they could have gotten at least a goal in that match. So kudos to Brendan Rodgers, kudos to Leicester City, but all credits as usual goes to the winner, and that is Manchester City and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yes, right there we had Manchester City go up the table temporarily. Okay, we had Arsenal getting back their spot as they have been seated all season long. Away from the King Power Stadium, let's look at the other games that we had on Saturday, and it was quite the Saturday. It delivered on goals, it delivered on drama, it delivered on talking points generally. Newcastle and Eddie Howe are having a fantabulous time right now in the Premier League. 4-0 they thrashed Aston Villa right there. Callum Wilson, the man with a brace. You had Joe Linton as well getting a goal. And the man who has made October his own, talking about Miguel Almiron, getting a goal as well. And not just a goal, another stunner, another beautiful goal right there. And let's take a quick look at the start. Saying that Newcastle dominated that game might be understating it. It was a whitewash. Newcastle had 20 shots in total and had 7 shots on target, with Aston Villa having 3 shots in total and none on target. What a game, what a win, what a result, what a place right now for Eddie outside.
Yeah, what a result, what a win, what a performance, what an overall team performance from them. Their players are gaining top form at the right moment for them, and it is looking all, ooh, this is not, this is Newcastle, this is Newcastle, this is not Liverpool, this is not Man City, this is not Chelsea, this is Newcastle. They are playing beautiful. Aston Villa were in pieces. From the beginning, from the blast of the whistle, they were in
I can remember that
pieces.
before we came on, you did mention that Villa should have considered 25 if it was possible, because they were that shambolic.
Very,
actually.
very shambolic. The 4 goals they scored prior after Gutierrez got sacked, the 4+ goal difference.
They returned it.
They don't
Back to
return
sender.
back to sender. But and they just didn't return it. They returned it in an, how would I put it, an embarrassing manner, because you had only 3 shots, none on target in the first half alone, and you handed it like that. No meaningful attack, no meaningful foray upward, no.
It was how easy it was for Newcastle to just tear them apart. It was so easy,
pieces.
and that was worrisome. Actually,
Very, very worrisome. And I'm here sitting and looking at, okay, Unai Emery, looking at the team he wants to go join. I'm like, huh?
Is this what I signed up for?
Boys, you call it good evening? You called me to come and manage these boys?
I'm not interested, bro. You've actually said it all.
Yeah.
For Unai Emery, it should be worried looking
be
at
worried.
that performance. It's quite the game. It was not the game, I guess, Aston Villa fans wanted. I don't think it was the game the fans themselves wanted, and there is a reason why Villa are currently seated in 16th place right now. They have 12 points all season from 13 games. Beg your pardon. 11, beg your pardon. I was trying to dash them one more. They have 11 points from 13 games played. And we have Newcastle firmly and comfortably seated in 4th place right now. They have 24 points from 13 games played. Quite the season at the House Boys. I was joking about it last week, and I said, money is very good.
Money is very good. Newcastle went from playing anyhow to the Eddie Howe style. It's
See
amazing.
flows. See bars.
Yeah, but it is good. It is good. Especially, I was saying that if Miguel Almiron does not win the Premier League Player of the Month for October, you go riot.
Like there are a couple of players who have had very good October, though.
Yeah.
But hey, let's see how the rest of the season. So Aston Villa actually have 12 points.
Yeah.
That was me trying to take some out of them. They don't need that right now, apparently. Away from the action at the St. James's Park, let's take a look at the games that we had at 3 o'clock hour during the same period. We had drama happen. That was what I was talking about when I mentioned the comeback. We had Tottenham Hotspur looking like they were going to be having an hat-trick of defeats, like back-to-back defeats, but they pulled something out of their hat. what I say is the Antonio Conte factor, but let me tell you, the starts in the game there, we had more getting a brace in that game, and we thought Tottenham were down and out, but no, Ryan Sessegnon, I think it was a game of 2 halves, apparently.
Yeah.
We had Bournemouth having a fantastic time the first half.
Yeah.
We're not able to hold Tottenham to ransom the way they did in the second half, in the first half, beg your pardon. And Tottenham Hotspur came to life in the second half, and they got maximum points.
Yeah, like Bournemouth had the perfect first half, and like the first 10 minutes of the second half was good for them. So that was where they got the second goal. And after that, they just switched off. And yeah, I was saying Bournemouth have been playing good. Philip Billing, all of them. They put the pressure on them too much. Well, to an extent, I'm going to say that was lackluster defending, lackluster man management, game management from the Bournemouth manager, because you're already 2 goals up, right? And you saw Ryan Sessegnon get one back. You know, at that moment, it's an Antonio Conte's team. They had the luxury of having Harry Kane in that team, Heung-min Son in that team. I can't count the number of quality players.
In that
yeah,
case.
you know they are going to come for you immediately after the first goal come. Find a way to change your defense. You have 5 man. You have 5 substitutions. Make at least 3 defensive ones. Pile the back. Feed it up.
11 man behind the ball.
My guy was like, no, we're still going to be playing. Before you knew it, Ben Davies got the equalizer. And when the game was looking like it was going to end like that, Rodrigo Bentancur was like, no, I'm still going to bend something inside, and he did.
And we're talking about the goal, how interesting it was that he actually found its way in the back of the net. But shut up.
Like 25 Bournemouth players.
Exaggeration much?
Yeah, I'm exaggerating, but I'm pained, because if I'm a Bournemouth fan, I'll be blaming the manager. Like, why? How? Okay, fine. They had a very, very good comeback game. I'm talking about Tottenham. I'm not taking anything from them getting a point at all points out of that match. But what's it called? The blame is still going to fall on the manager and the players for lack of game management. If they had known how to manage that game, they could have gone at least 3 points, or even a 1 point. It's easy.
1 point would have been quite disappointing, but this one is quite heart-wrenching. It was from 2 goals up, and then you just capitulate like that. And 3 goals you let in quick fire succession. Right there, Bournemouth currently sit 14th place. They were the one who had the luxury of a back-to-back defeat, a hat-trick of defeat right there for them. 13 points they have from 13 games played. I think they're doing something nice. Tottenham Hotspur found their way back to 3rd place because they did stumble a bit on the table while they were on the losing end, but they turned out around 26 points they have from 13 games played. Away from the action that happened right there, Bournemouth taking on Tottenham, let's take a look at the drama, the game that gave us records broken, jinx shaken, own goals aplenty. It was quite the game. It came with the action, it came with the results, it came with the talking points. Brighton and Hove Albion humiliating Chelsea at the Amex 4-1. They defeated Chelsea right there. And quite the result for Roberto De Zerbi, and not the one Graham Potter wanted. This is his first time taking on his former side. In case you do not know, he used to be the former manager for Brighton and Hove Albion. And we had Leandro Trossard, the man who's been on fire, getting maximum, okay, got the opening goal for Brighton. And then we had some Chelsea assisted goals. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Trevor Chalobah, the unfortunate fellows who had own goal, and it has to be heart-wrenching for them. And then you had Pascal Gross making that 4 at injury time, basically. Kai Havertz did pull one back at the early time of the second half, but it was too little too late because Brighton got maximum points in that one. See, stats aside, the time when the goals came in aside, you and I know that when the game was on, we were like less than 4 minutes into the game, we had seen Brighton had 3 shots in total, 3 on target. And
after 4 minutes.
And we were wondering, like, what's happening? It's Chelsea we saw. Like, is there a swap or something going on? I really don't have a question to ask you because I didn't see it coming. It's not because of how Brighton won. It was how Chelsea played.
Yeah.
What do you think could possibly be going through Graham Potter's mind right now?
First, this is his first loss as a Chelsea manager, so I think he should take it in good stead, especially the fact that he was coming against his former team, coached by a new manager, Roberto De Zerbi. But yeah, I was on Saturday.
I enjoyed it.
Ah, come on. The thing is, I was all supporting. I was supporting Graham Potter when the manager, when the formation came out. I was like, no, he knows his boys.
He's going to change it.
He's going to change it. He's going to this. He's going to. When the game started, he did change it. But what did not change was Brighton. Like, okay, you left us, Abi. You left us for Chelsea, and you not think you can bring that same team to come and beat us at the Hamex? No, not happening. That is, I can say that is what I felt happened, because the Brighton players were like, no, bro, it is not happening here, and they didn't only take the game to Chelsea, they took the whole world to Chelsea, and Chelsea were like, eh? This is not what we're expecting. They tried as much as possible to contain them, but it was too hard. Oh,
Did they though?
if not for Thiago Silva's brilliance, they could have been down like 2 goals in the first 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
That was that bad. Then, okay, you gave us a few minutes not to score. They are still going to score. They got the goal, and it was downhill.
floodgates,
It was downhill from
thrown
then for
open.
Chelsea. Like the record you were saying that was got broken. Trevor
Trevor
Chalobah,
Chalobah.
36 games unbeaten when starting for Chelsea, smashed it. He not only smashed it, he assisted it by getting a goal for them. And I'm stating the obvious. That's just the obvious. It might look like, I don't know how it might look like we are having fun. How would I put it? Dissecting this defeat. No. The thing is, I feel Roberto De Zerbi is like a force in a way to reckon with in this Premier League, because this is his first win. This is his
True.
first win.
Not for lack of trying.
Not
though.
for lack of trying. He's been having draws and a couple of defeats, but he did not just get the win, and he got it against Chelsea, and he got it very, very convincingly. They handled Chelsea like they were handling their team B. That was.
I'm trying to hold my laughter.
I'm just stating
It
the
was
fact.
quite, and that was, I think you said it all. It
Yeah.
was quite the game for Brighton.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the game any Chelsea player wants to remember.
Not
They were,
including their manager. Doesn't want
they
to remember
were
it.
so easy. And okay, when we saw that lineup, I could remember. I was saying quite heatedly, like, I don't understand what Graham Potter is trying to do here. But
Yeah.
hey, I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I was like, and we had the conversation like he's going to tweak this.
Yeah.
I was like, what was Raheem Sterling doing? What was Loftus-Cheek? It was just, and I know that so far so good. We've seen him with Chelsea. He tweaks his formation in game, right?
In game, yeah.
Multiple times actually. It's worked to their favor. Sometimes maybe not. But this is his first defeat, and for me, it just goes like going through the next few rounds of games. I think some things are going to change.
Yeah,
Those very interesting formation just might have to go.
No, I doubt it is going to go. It is part of his person. It's part of his personality. His coaching personality is part of it. When there was an interview prior to the match where he and the match between Brentford and Chelsea, where Thomas Frank and that's the coach of Brentford, and him, coach of Chelsea, were together, and they were like, okay,
Talking about the difference.
talking about the difference. Like, okay, if you would like to ask, they were asking Thomas Frank, if you would like to ask Graham Potter a question, what would it be? And he was like, why do you keep changing your tactics
Formation
in
in-game.
game? And it was like, that is just how it is in the Premier League, and that is just how he is. He sees the game, he reads the game differently from every other person. If he sees it the way this one is, and I would like to check something about it, it changes it. I do not see that changing over the course that he just got one loss. It was the one loss, but a painful loss at that. But I don't see it changing. And this is just one question I want to ask you about this game. And it's about personality. Raheem Sterling. What do you think about Raheem Sterling and his World Cup chances? Given the fact that he has been very, 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 very underwhelming at Chelsea since he got signed.
It's very interesting that you took the question out of my mouth. I was about to put you on the spot. Okay, so looking at forward players for England, and
Yeah.
looking at how well they've been playing, talking about the Newcastle boys from Callum Wilson to Joe Linton, these guys are having a good time. You have Ivan Toney as well of Brentford, having quite a good run of form and all that stuff. Do I think that Raheem Sterling would make it to Gareth Southgate's side? I think he lives, and the thing is, the World Cup is in less than 2 weeks
Yeah.
right now. So I think it's going to take quite a lot for him to get himself there. And unfortunately, injuries don't come in warning. This other guys that I've talked about, very good form, playing very good football right now, getting the goals. That Raheem Sterling is not getting. It just might take a split second. I'm not wishing them injury, but it's part of the game we love. So if they are able to stay fit, I don't think that Raheem Sterling will be making it into the side. If they don't stay fit, though, that might give him a shot. You know, he's proven his quality over time, but there is a time where sometimes we know that form is temporary, yeah? Sometimes that temporariness of the form might be what you're managing it. So let's see how the rest of the season will be shaping up for Raheem Sterling and England. We'll get to see. We're talking about the World Cup in a bit, not on this show. You guys should stick around for that one. Chelsea are currently seated in 6th position, 21 points they have from 12 games played. They have a game in hand, as a couple of the other big sides as well. They have that postponed game during the time we didn't have the Premier League in action. Let's go away now to some very, very interesting action as well. Talking about Crystal Palace and Southampton. We have talked about Asinotto, talking about Ralph Asinotto, the coach of Southampton, quite a bit on football analysis, subsequent shows, previous shows, and all that. And we just had Patrick Vieira's side compound their woes. Odsonne Edouard, the man who got the lone goal in that game and gave maximum points to Crystal Palace. 3 points in the bag for Patrick Vieira. I don't think he's going to be complaining much that he didn't score more than that. But for Southampton, though, they're having a tete-a-tete with the relegation side, the bottom half of the table. They currently sit 17th place right now, 12 points they have from 13 games played, which tells you the story of this season, absolutely. And then we have Crystal Palace, 16 points they have from 16 points they have from 12 games played. They are seated currently in 10th place. This game, while we were working, before we came on air, I just kept on shaking my head that it's very interesting the kind of Southampton side you see. This week, they come in with all the what's the word now? The fieriness. The next week, they're lackluster. And I think it's been what has been their problem so far this season. They play well, get the result, no, yeah? And it's just, I don't know what to say about them. And I can remember you saying quite heatedly that you mentioned the fact that you don't know the reason why Ralph Hasenhuttl is still the man in charge for Southampton. And do you think this run of form just might be putting his job at risk?
Big time, because I've stated it a couple of times, and I'm so sure I'm not the only person stating this in the world of football. There are so many other people, like even the owners would see what is going on. They are 17th on the log. Doesn't bode well for them. You are terming them the Premier League team because I've been in Premier League for a while right now. They don't look at the Premier League team. They have not been looking at it for like a season and a half right now. It's been going from bad to worse for them. It's this same Southampton under Ralph Hasenhuttl that has conceded 9 goals on 2 occasions to different teams in the Premier League. That is bad enough. That is more than bad enough. Okay, now, and as you said, this game, woo, Southampton playing football, no results. Next game they'll play lackluster, they'll get 1-0 win, and you'll be like, oh, well, it's luck, football luck if you ask me, because you say there's no luck in football, but to an extent there is. This couple of games has exposed them to has exposed Southampton to every other Premier League team. Like, these guys are easy to beat. They are easy to beat. They are part of the relegation team right now because they are fighting for relegation. They are fighting for their survival in the Premier League. And see, on the norms they have also called fiery players to build them out sometimes. Che Adams, it comes to the goods. I've not seen anything from him to them this season yet. James Ward-Prowse, the set piece king,
specialist.
He ain't specializing nothing this season yet. Absolutely nothing. I've not seen anything from him. Salisu has been up and down here and there. Genepo, missing. Most of their star men, most of their dependable players are looking. How do I put it? They are looking all. They are
out of form, out of shape,
in every language.
The few spots.
I'm sorry, I had to cut you short. When Leicester were 14, when they were playing rubbish, we knew just because of their defense line was not up to
They were
that.
licking in the goals.
Were licking in the goals. Their keeper was all sorts, and they needed stability. They were getting the goals. But what can you say about Southampton? First, you look at their defense is messing up. Their midfield, who is there?
Up front.
Up front, pew. Who is their goalkeeper? it's that bad. And see, Arsenal too. If I was Southampton owner, come on, pack
But
your
yeah,
bags.
we can. But no, I can remember I responded to you on the
Yeah.
day we had this conversation that we can also argue what has been the investments in this side, and they have been the quintessential Premier League side.
How many
They're not
Premier
going.
League teams
They
have
typically don't get
invested really?
involved in anything European. They don't get involved in anything relegation. They just stay safe.
And
And you cannot continue like that because you have other teams above, beneath you, making the deals, getting the buys, getting the players in, wanting to do something better for that side, and just to compete favorably. I don't think we can say the same for Southampton.
Okay, I'm not going to argue because I remember when you said this last time, I gave you this opinion. I'm still going to give back to you that fine, they did not put money in the team, but this crop of players have been together for a while now, 2-3 seasons together. They should know more. They should know more about each other. They have the same manager over the past 3-4 years now. We should know more about the team as much as they know about his players. They should have a synergy all together
But
from
we can
A
argue.
to
We
Z.
can
Where's
argue.
the synergy? Synergy of losing.
We can argue. No, we can argue that every side faces decline.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen Southampton
2 seasons now, eh?
deteriorate.
Two
It
seasons
is,
back
yes.
to- And why not fire the manager? And
And-
until you find the Southampton going back to championship, that's when the owner's eyes will not clear. Like,
Well,
if
I
we're
don't
not firing
think they
him,
mind. I don't think they mind because, they're quite comfortable. But let's see how the rest of the season will be shaping up for Arsenal too. And those boys, away from that, let's take a look at Brentford taking on Wolves. Quite the game, gave us a red card, gave us 2 stunning goals as well. Brentford won, Wolverhampton won. Diogo Costa did not get a goal, but he got a red card. In this game, Ben Mee, the man who scored a stunner for Brentford. Close range, yes, but it was still beautiful. And Ruben Neves, you know him, that man, the long range specialist, yeah. He got a stunning goal as well to get his side 1 point in this particular game. And this is one game that you have to say that both managers should feel, okay, not bad.
yeah, they should take the 1 point on and they should be fine with it. Thomas Frank and Bruno Lage, because no, I beg your pardon, Bruno Lage has been fired.
The assistant
manager, who is the manager right now? It was an evenly balanced game. They had almost the same amount of chances and everything. I felt that Brentford and Thomas Frank could have gotten all 3 points in this game. We are at the house. We scored the stunner of a goal. We could have kept it there, but you don't deny Ruben Neves is worthy. Whenever he wants to get his worthy, you don't deny him his worthy, and that is exactly what happened. I feel like going on from here, Brentford and Wolves are going to have a different end to the season. Wolves looks like the team that's going to be battling relegation problems, and Brentford looks like the team that is going to be okay. We can get into the
Top 10.
Europa League. No, we can get into the Conference League. I see that them as that team that can fight for that because they were more. If you ask me, the most impressive team on that day, it was all Brentford. They were more than impressive. Wolves had the luxury of Diego Costa, who is a veteran in
the Premier League business.
Apart from in football generally, this man is a renowned goal scorer. He's a renowned what's it called? He's a renowned striker. He knows how to get the goals and everything. So they stifled him up to the extent that at the 97th minute, my guy got frustrated and he put somebody, got himself sent off. So now he has a red card in the Premier League and he's yet to have a goal.
Which is quite the start, apparently. And I don't think it's one that would be great for the Wolverhampton side.
No.
Looking at how much they've been struggling so far this season. We have Wolves currently seated 18th or 19th on the log. Let's get that. Let's confirm that. And it is quite the run of form for them. They're struggling, and this is not the time where they don't want their key man to be out.
19th.
So they're 19th on the log, 10 points they have from 13 games played, and their counterpart Brentford have 15 points from 13 games played. 11 players right there, and you can. I mean, you already said that we still see Brentford perhaps getting a climb as the season does progress, and just move and all of that stuff. Okay, let's now take a look at the boring draw that happened. Taking on Fulham and Everton. It was quite the game. It might not have delivered the goals, not because it was boring. It was quite the game, I absolutely have to say. Fulham looked like the team that were going to get something in this one, but Pickford said, no, not here. They had 24 shots in total, and they had 6 on target. For Everton, they had 9 shots in total, 4 on target. Points shared, but I felt like Fulham had to feel hard done.
Yeah, they had to, because they will be like, this was our game to win, and well, Everton came up with the goods. Forward, the defense line, Connor Cody and the likes, they were up to the task, and they were able to stifle them as much as they could. I feel bad to an extent for Marco Silva's boys, because this was a game for them to have get 3 points, add to your tally, climb up the table. But Everton was like, no, we have been on a good form as well. This is not happening. Frank Lampard's boys, they fought well. They fought tooth and nail to get the points, and they deservedly got their own points as well. All kudos to Pickford, another clean sheet in the bag. All kudos to his defense line and everything. The aspect of what's it called, game management. This is where we see it. As I was saying that Bournemouth never had it, Everton had it under Frank Lampard. He brought his game management antics to the game, added more defense line, added more defensive power to the game, and he was able to get his own 1 point. If he saw that, okay, if I want to be attacking these boys, I'm talking about Fulham, they are going to get him on the counter. He just decided to,
keep it tight at the back,
get that 1 point, and let us be going on.
And quite the game for Fulham, like we said. 7 points they have now from the last 3 games played for Everton. They have 4 points from the last 3 games, so that tells you the story of the form both sides are currently on. But Fulham had to settle for a point in that game, and they currently sit 7th on the log, 19 points they have from 13 games played. Everton have 14 from 13 games played, and okay, we'll see how Everton does shape up over the rest few, because I think they are having goal-scoring problems. The goals are drying out, but it is a plus, an addition, that they have Dominic Calvert-Lewin back.
Yeah.
So let's see how the rest of the season would be for them. We had Liverpool handed their defeat at Anfield, quite the game, 1-2. They lost to Leeds United. It's quite the game I think Kizzy Baba would like to forget. We had a bonanza of a goal, a free-for-all, buy one, get one free bonanza that Joe Gomez decided to give Rodrigo Moreno, and he did not miss from that position on 4 minutes into the game. Leeds were in front. It was a nightmarish start for Jurgen Klopp's side. Mohamed Salah equalized in about 7 minutes after that, about 10 minutes, beg your pardon, after that. 1-1, and Liverpool looked like decided to get the next goal, but no, another very interesting defending led to Somerville getting the winner for Leeds United. You would like to forget this game, and you'd like for me to skip over it, but I won't be doing that. Let's talk about that game now, shall we? Liverpool had 22 shots in total, 10 on target, 14 shots for Leeds, 6 on target. He had to be... I'm speechless, apparently, as you guys can tell. And Liverpool are quite comfortable, apparently, in 9th place. They have 16 points from 12 games played. And we have Leeds United, who were formerly seated 18th before this game, and they climbed up to 15th from that win. Leeds United are getting their first win in 5 games, which is very exciting, I must say. Liverpool lost 2 weekends ago to Nottingham Forest, 20th place Nottingham Forest. Now they lost to a formerly placed 18th place Leeds United, and very lovely, don't you think?
This is okay. This analogy is I will not lie. I dreaded it from Saudi. From the they made
we do what we have to do.
Yeah, they made the ref was like boom boom boom, final whistle. I was like, God, I'm going off. So now I don't have any adulations to cover Jurgen Klopp and his boys with. They were everywhere where they were not supposed to be on Saturday. You guys were meant to get goals. You created enough chances. You were just lackluster in burying them, and you allowed the first goal. The first goal was all, as you said, bonanza. But if Rodrigo Moreno had lost that, I would have had serious problems with him. Okay, fine, he scored the goal. How about Liverpool and conceding first within the first 5 minutes of almost every game this season?
Yeah.
It is abnormal just to think about it. Like, don't you guys prepare for the game? Do you just okay? Do you get the game started after they scored one?
It's starting to seem like so.
Because I was like, what's happening? After the Rodrigo Moreno got his goal, they switched on and they started
It was all
attacking.
Liverpool,
All
really.
Liverpool till Mohamed Salah got the equalizer, and it was looking like okay, the 70 game unbeaten at Anfield is going to continue for both Van Dijk and even Liverpool itself. They yet to lose the Premier League at the house after that 1-0 bowling defeat. It was looking all good. And they just started to pile on the attacks or the waves of attack on what's it called, on the Leeds defense. They had their own.
Melia was the man.
Melia was everywhere for them. It was a man. It was a man of the moment. Just
That's why I was like, bro, you've considered already. How about you go ahead and do one more? He had a very good game, absolutely.
Very, very good game, and there was no cutting edge in Liverpool's attack up top. There was no cutting edge. Mohamed Salah was having a Christmas day off. Barry's goal. Darwin Núñez was still in Portugal. I don't know what's up.
Roberto Firmino was lost somewhere
Roberto
in Brazil.
Firmino was still in Brazil as well. So everybody they were there, like they
They were
weren't
not
there.
there.
So there was only one good chance that Darwin Núñez did. The one that the long ranger that Melia tipped over. After that, it was just the Gengen press with no end result. The Gengen press with no end result. You were just Gengen pressing. I remember the Nottingham match. I was advocating the fact that Thiago Alcantara was missing in that game. There was no midfield pivot to
switch on
the
attack and all
attacks.
that.
He was available in the match against Leeds. He tried his own as well, but he as well, I think, was still in Bayern Munich. So every one of them were just everywhere. And when Cyril Somerville got that goal, 90th minute, inside my mind, I had
the beauty of a goal.
two things. I was like, first things first. They don't score. And second thing, God, I thank you. They have scored. Yes. Why? I want that Virgil van Dijk's record. Let it smash. Because it felt to an extent that it was getting all over them. It was in over his head and every one of them that they can't be me as a, why is it not dying and flying and it was non-existent. That game.
And in fairness,
this season he has only had 3 good games this season. 2 against Rangers.
But that is just Van
2
Dijk.
against Rangers. 1 against Manchester City.
True. That was just Van Dijk. We had every other part of the Liverpool side could have done better. I felt bad for Alisson actually because
Alisson has been our best player this season.
And Alisson, Elliott, and a couple of few sparks.
Luis Diaz. I miss you, bro.
So it's very interesting, and for me, I'm looking forward to seeing what Liverpool will be doing during the winter transfer window in January.
Yeah,
because I'm waiting to see what FSG would be doing because over the summer transfer window, we knew they wanted Tchouaméni and he moved to Real.
He wanted Real Madrid. And they now asked him, do you have any other option? He was like, yes, we have another option.
It's not available. Yeah, it's not
we have
available.
another option, but the option is not available on the market, so we have to wait.
And I'm like, you wait till you get into relegation. Well, we'll see if Liverpool would be playing Champions League football next season. I'm sure you all are just as excited to see if that would happen.
Most 99.9% of rival fans do not want Liverpool anywhere in the Champions League spot. And that is just the truth.
But they might be able to win the Champions League.
Winning the Champions League this season might just be the only option, but it is not looking feasible because, I've said it before, the Christmas period is the December break, the World Cup break is the only lifeline Liverpool have because most of their players are going to go to the World Cup, they're going to get rested and all refreshed. But that doesn't really say that they're going to continue to have that their season is going to kick up.
Wait, how many times does he want to kick and start? This
That's
kind of motto is Darkwing and Dajin. Please wake up. Away from the action that went down on Saturday, let's take a look at Sunday action. Now, Arsenal taking on Nottingham Forest. Quite a thrashing Forest had at the Emirates. We had Gabriel Martinelli as early as the 4th minute getting a goal in that one. And Reiss Nelson getting a brace for the game for him. And Thomas Partey getting another stunner of a goal. And Martin Odegaard, Captain Fantastic, gets it. And the icing on the cake for Mikel Arteta's boys. 24 shots in total for Arsenal, 10 on target, 5 in total for Nottingham Forest and 2 on target, which tells you the tale of how far apart both teams were. I don't think there was any doubt in a lot of people's mind that Arsenal were going to annihilate Forest. But the fact that they were coming off of a win over Liverpool had to give Nottingham Forest quite the game and the boost coming into this game.
Yeah, I would have put it, they faced a very, very lackluster Liverpool. They, like, um, some of the first teamers and most of the second, what's it called, players were the ones they faced against Liverpool. And how do I put it, Liverpool give them a day off, apparently, because we saw the real Nottingham Forest against Arsenal. Arsenal were like, oh, this is Liverpool. This is Liverpool. And so see, big kudos to Mikel Arteta, and the fact that the mentality he has instilled in his boys right now is something very commendable. They have gone from the scared boys that even if Arsenal gets a goal or 2 goals in a game, you still see them all G3. To an extent, their defense line, they are all G3. That if they concede one, they might have a break. But no, Arsenal. If you score Arsenal 2 goals, they are still on you, ready to get goals. Even after the fact that they are star boy this season, Bukayo Saka got injured in the first half. I hope he's fine. I hope he makes it to the World Cup. We are yet to have a scan report on what's wrong with him. But that does not stop them from scoring. Look at the guy that came to get a brace. Reece Nelson. He had to play a Premier League game since August 2021. That is a year plus. And it was like he was never missing.
Came in, got a brace.
Beautiful
what
goals.
And
don't let me talk about party. Party is really having a party. Like
Absolutely.
Ghana is having a party, big time party. They're in the World Cup.
The boys are balling.
Oh, Nigeria.
Why did you have to go there? Well, Arsenal retained, or they came back to the top of the Premier League.
Odegaard to getting a goal, Martinelli getting a goal.
What a game for them. 31 points they have from 12 games played. Lovely.
Yeah, we are saying, do they have the mental fortitude to withstand the whole season
against City? We'll see how the rest of the season will play, because Arsenal are yet to play City. They're yet to play Chelsea.
They play Chelsea next, so that's the biggest test they have by weekend.
I'm all for it.
And Chelsea are not in a good place. Though they have been in a good place just prior to that defeat
to Brighton. And what a defeat that was!
What a defeat that was. And funny enough, like it looks to an extent that Roberto De Zerbi and Mikel Arteta have a similar kind of play. Like, let's go and attack, boys. Don't even think about it.
So Nottingham Forest are very, very comfortable in 20th place right now. 9 points they have.
What's your joy? You beat Liverpool now. They have beat you. What's your joy?
What's your
You are still 28th.
Oh my God. The better side won on the day, so shout out to them. The last game of the weekend in the Premier League, we had Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Quite the game, quite the goal, quite the header, absolutely. Marcus Rashford, what a thumping header.
The ball almost burst.
I was like, calm down, bro. What a game for them. West Ham did give Manchester United a run for their money, because it was looking at some point that they were going to concede a goal, but they held tough. And shout out to Eric Ten Hag right there. 16 shots in total, 3 on target for West Ham, or David Moyes' West Ham. 13 shots in total, and they have 5 on target, which tells you a tiny bit of the story of how much David De Gea did in that game.
I was my putting my hand on my jaw was when you said kudos to Eric Ten Hag. I'm still waiting for you to tell me to continue.
No, I know now.
Change it for you. Did you see David?
Shout out to the manager, but shout out to the goalie as well.
Now Luis Enrique come outside.
Excuse you, man has a right to choose his number 1 for Spain.
Hello. Okay, number 1 for Spain. You pick 4 goalkeepers, 55 man professional and professional squad. We are not seeing David De Gea. Have you seen David Oluomo De Gea this season? David has been everywhere for Manchester United. Against Chelsea, right? That was the first time I've been watching I've been watching football for a long time, as long as I can remember. I've been watching Manchester United for as long as I can remember. I have never in my life seen David De Gea come outside to clear a ball. So against Chelsea at first, I was like, eh?
You can do this.
Probably was an error. Probably something happened to him. He did it again against West Ham, and he did it twice in that match. I was like, hello? This is... No, I'm not going to say this is peak David De Gea. This is a different breed of David De Gea. Look at me waxing lyrical about somebody else's goalkeeper when my keeper is having an amazing season as well. Just that our defense has not been making it easy for him. Fine, let's put that one aside. David De Gea has been everywhere for Manchester United. He has improved over the season, and It's looking amazing. Okay, fine. To an extent, kudos to Eric Ten Hag for giving him the confidence that, bro, you can use your leg. Now, the leg where they used to take run, I'm sorry, this is the leg you're using to run. This is the leg you're using to pass the ball. It is easy. A 5-yarder will lead you to a 10-yarder. A 10-yarder will lead you to a 15-yarder. A 15-yarder will lead you to a 20-yarder. That is how you learn football. 5-yarder is a 5-yard pass. The closest the defender can get to you when he wants to play the goal kick. Let him get closer to you. 5-yard, you move. 10-yard, easy. 15-yard. From that way,
Okay.
you get easy.
Shout out to David De Gea. I mean, I just gave him his flowers, right?
Yeah.
But let's also give credit to his defense line.
Did you see that?
I'm
Hello?
coming.
They did well. But wait, I want to argue with this one. This one I'm going to argue with you. Their defense, they were okay. But that match against West Ham, they were supposed to get beat.
They
All
left him
kudos to
exposed.
David
They
De Gea.
left him
Did you
exposed.
see that last save?
It was. See, a part of me was like, "What is this?" This was David De Gea about 3-4 seasons ago because
Yes.
it was
Peak of his
having the time
powers.
of his life.
And it's back to
You
it.
knew that if you were playing against Manchester United, you're not just contending with the 10 man upfield. You're also dealing with the man that is like 10 men
Yeah.
between the sticks. And shout out to him. Shout out to the psyche, basically, we should say, for keeping Manchester United in the game, for giving them 3 points in that game, because West Ham could and should and might have gotten
Is
something
it the
in that
Zuma
game.
Zeda? Oh!
At some point, I was like, United,
Oh!
what's going on
This is
here?
Declan Rice ball. I was like, I'm being serious. I see all kudos to David De Gea. He was the man of the moment. He was the man of the match. Okay, Lisandro Martinez had a good game.
So that's a defender right there. So
Yeah,
I wanted to give.
How about Harry Maguire? Harry Maguire did not have an average game. He had a good game, but not
the level of,
level of every
Martinez.
other person in the back line. But he had a good game. The funniest part was immediately the final whistle was David De Gea went straight to Harry Maguire.
Thank you, bro. Thanks, bro. I see you.
Yeah.
And shout out to them. We have Manchester United currently seated fifth right now, 23 points they have from 12 games played. They have played one game lesser than Tottenham and Newcastle. So chances of a top four. It's still early, I know, but we're almost halfway through the season. And this is where I think every team, you're already seeing where you want to end up, what you would like your season to be like.
Yeah.
Eventually, I don't think Liverpool players and their coach have woken up to that. Away from the Premier League, let's go over to the La Liga, where we had some nearly situations right there. Barcelona nearly, but they did win, so I wouldn't say they nearly had a draw. Robert Lewandowski getting a goal for them, 90 plus 3 minutes right there, and I caught the most part of that game, and
Yeah, we know.
3 shots in total for Valencia, 2 on target for them.
How miserable.
And that was even clinical, I would say. What was Barcelona doing? 13 shots in total, and they had 2 on target. That tells you the story of how poor Barca were, in my opinion. Yeah, and it's quite. Maybe it's the quality of opposition, though.
Goalkeeper too. Don't derail one net with the match. It was amazing. He stopped Ansu Fati 1-on-1 like 3, if I was not mistaken.
I'm just my concern is this: you had 13 shots in total, and you're having 2 on target. That's worrisome.
And easy feed.
It was dry.
I'm looking for a jogging club excuse.
It was just not the game.
Yeah.
I don't think that Xavi would have been excited seeing his boys
yeah.
do what they did. They were everywhere, all over the place, and they were actually quite lucky that Valencia did not convert because. No, I won't say, Valencia were also wasteful, is what I would say. The few times they went in on goal, I was like, is this all? Did you guys leave something else at home? The game was boring.
Very
for
very
me.
boring.
I didn't enjoy that.
The game picked up around the 85th minute. Can you imagine?
I'm like, you guys just woke up.
Yeah, 85th minute, and outbreak for Valencia. Outbreak for them. Like they got the Lewandowski got his goal at the 93rd minute, and what a goal! Because for him to be able to stretch as much, Lewandowski does that in almost every game. He stretch as much as that and never get injured. Ow!
Some players are just blessed, is what I have to say right now. They have 31 points, I'm talking about Barcelona, 31 points they have from 12 games played. 1 point behind Real Madrid. And talking about Real Madrid, they were quite lucky. That's what I was talking about, nearly. It was a game of nearlies, or the weekend of nearlies in the La Liga. We had Real Madrid 1, Girona 1. Vinicius Junior getting the goal for Real 1-0. Was like, okay, is this it? But no, there was a penalty situation. Christian Stuani was the man who got the penalty, who converted the penalty for Girona, and 1-1 it was. And then Toni Kroos getting a red card in that game. Okay, so talking about how close that game was, like Real were actually quite lucky not to.
Very lucky.
They might have not gotten anything from that game, and you just have Barcelona just edge them, and they do the swap again, right there at the top of the table. Your thoughts on Madrid's performance? I mean, we're talking about the current European champion, the current La Liga champion, the current table toppers, current lots. Yeah, you get me. Yeah. But I don't think this was what we expected for. We can't expect them to win all games, absolutely, but it still wasn't the level of Madrid I would expect.
At all. I think I would admit that the congestion of games is getting to them. They are getting tired. Like Liverpool last season, they played almost every game that was available.
63.
That was available to play for them, and it's telling on them. They have been having games week in, week out. This especially this October, it's
packed.
It's packed for them. And not giving. This is not them creating chances. They created enough chances. They could have gotten more than one goal. But as I said before, I feel they are tired, and they failed to pick up in that game early enough. And when Vini got that goal in the 70-something minutes, they realized that they felt we can hold this 1-0. And
it looked like they had the game in hand.
We can go away with this 1-0 before VAR called for an handball, and Stuani was there to bury that penalty. Stuani was wicked with that penalty, I tell you. So Vini's goal was assisted by the man of the match for me in Federico Valverde, who's been having a season to remember, and he had another astounding game. Forget the fact that he did not get a goal, but how about that assist? That assist was reminiscent of the one he gave Vini for the Champions League winner against Liverpool. I just had to put that in, but it was exactly something like that. You never knew it was a pass, and it came out clean, and Vini just buried it once. Bim.
I'm ready to move
Then
on.
there's Toni Kroos getting his head out, getting 2 yellow cards in quick successions, and getting his match in orders. If that game was, they had given Girona like an extra 10 minutes, bye-bye, Adipadachi to Real Madrid.
Because it looked like they were going to take that one-man advantage right there.
Up.
But Carlo Ancelotti should be, okay, we'll do better next game, because they're still sitting at the zenith of the La Liga table with 1 point. So they have Barcelona breathing down their necks. Yeah. Real Madrid have 32 points, Barca have 31. Both teams have played 12 games apiece. Let's take a quick detour away from the La Liga now, shall we? Let's take a look at what happenings in the Serie A. Shock defeats as well here, and some expected wins, some not so expected wins, barrage of goals, and as you would expect, just business as usual. Napoli 4, Sassuolo 0.
Oh, Chime!
The hat-trick man, and Visva Kvaratskhelia also getting himself a goal. He's been having a ball of a season, Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia. What's so interesting for me is the fact that you're having Victor Osimhen was out for over a month, for over 3 weeks thereabout. And man is like, I'm back like I never left. Napoli are Napoleon. What is this? They're just beating and thrashing every team.
Successive wins in all competitions.
It's madness, to say the very least. And Osimhen currently tied on goals with Marko Arnautovic. Mind you, he's played less minutes. And 7 goals he has right now, and Arnautovic as well as 7 he plays for Bologna. Your thoughts on that game? We need to breeze through it.
Yeah, okay. Good games. Spalletti's boys are on top of the world. They are the best team in the world right now. Nobody comes close to them. They are 13 straight wins, yet to lose a game all season. And I feel like this is a turning point for Napoli, because they have always known them to be the nearly boys, nearly men. It's looking all different. They're having their mentality all set, and they're having firepower like to cover up for if their main person is not available. Like Osimhen has been unavailable for 3 weeks and a half, if I'm not mistaken.
And they're still
getting enough goals. If even if their goalkeeper Alex Meret is not available to keep, I still see Ospina there, who is going to cover up. They have players to cover up, and if their defense structure, if their defensive line is not okay enough, don't think about their firepower, please. Come
Even
on.
when they concede, they still get the goals on the other end.
Kvaratskhelia has been a revelation. He had 2 assists for Osimhen's goals, and they had to go for himself. The Georgian who was bought for less than £8 million.
His value has quintupled. And
Amazing,
let's even see what the value is going to be after this season,
After
because
this season.
it's quite the season it's been
Yeah,
having.
so,
And I can remember I was having this conversation that how long do you think he's going to stay on with Napoli?
I said it max 2 seasons, and that was it's our second season. I'm not sure it's going to complete it. It might go by January if he continues like this, and it looks like he wants to continue like this because this guy has been on fire since he was at Rubin Kazan. Nobody paid notice. So
We didn't know them
we
like
didn't know
that.
him. So now he's everywhere, and everybody's like, "Oh, Kvaratskhelia." He was all Kvaratskhelia. People without realizing that Osimhen just got his first Napoli hat-trick, and kudos to my boys. The golden boot for Osimhen this season, if he stays fit, it is all ease.
Game on.
It is all ease. Nobody to contend with him. If he stays fit, who is who?
Okay, sorry.
He don't wake up since morning.
He has.
Translate that to you.
Yeah, he has. Okay. Lecce taking on Juventus. They went down, and we had Maximiliano Allegri's boys returning to winning ways. Nicolo Fagioli, the man who got the lone goal in that game. Quite the game. Lecce didn't wake up, as it were. They have 5 shots in total and none on target. For Juventus, 13 in total, 5 on target. And your boy Max still has his job, and he has moved up a place.
After beating the 17th,
They now have
after beating
seven-
17th place Lecce,
They now are
1-0.
on 7.
After 70
Please.
something minutes,
What do you want now?
Fine.
He has gotten 3 points now.
Fine. Max Allegri got 3 points, deservedly. He got 3 points and a clean sheet. Fine, but it was against the struggling Lecce. It was.
If
he
you
was
don't
not
get
able to
points
do that.
against later, you still have.
See,
Shout out
I am on his
Juventus.
case because I want him to do better. That's just the honest truth. It's not as if
Back-
the sack.
I'm coming, please. Back to back wins for Juventus in the Serie A.
Against which teams?
They got it now, 9 points in 3.
Fine.
What more do you want from this man? His life?
But I still, okay,
I'm just joking, but
I get your point, but I want them to do better. I feel they can do better. They could have easily like run away with this game like 4-0, 5-0. But
I mean, going off of that defeat to Milan, they've woken up. They've returned to not the quintessential Juventus, but at least grind out the wins.
yeah, no, but they're up 7th in the table, which I cannot say team of my other team, which is annoying. But it is what it is. I feel Max Allegri has truly woken up. The support is getting from Andrea Agnelli and Pavel Nedved and all is something you should not just take for granted. If the president of a club and the vice president of a club is supporting you,
Solidly behind you.
do the needful, and I think he's trying to do it. All my text messages, I think he has finally read it. So I saw the blue tick.
Woo! Inter Milan taking on Sampdoria, 3-0 it was for them. The Verge, Barella,
Man
and
of the moment in Italy.
Korea as well getting the goals, and quite the win. A notable absence on the score sheet has to be Lautaro Martinez because of what he has done, what he has been, what a player he has been for Inter Milan. But I think, at least without their main man, as it were, they got the maximum points. 24 points they have from 12 games played. So, your thoughts quickly?
Like I said, Nicola Barella has been their go-to man this season, and he's been on that stage.
Hot stuff.
I love it. We have been talking about Lautaro waking up. He was everywhere in that match without a goal. He had so much contribution to make. Three goals, clean sheets, nice game, all great for them. The only sad, or how would I put it, down part of that game is the fact that Romelu Lukaku is injured again for at least another 3 to 4 weeks. So that's just the bad news for them.
It is a bad news. I don't think Insigne would be excited about that, because having Lukaku come back, is giving you something exciting.
Go after 8 minutes in last game. So
quite the game. Okay, we had AC Milan, the other Milan side, having, should I say, a shock defeat? I didn't see it coming, apparently. 2-1, they lost to Torino. Gino Messiah is the man who got the only goal for AC Milan. 1 shot on target, 1 goal they had from 12 shots in total. For Torino, let's take a look at them and what they did and their goal scorers. As it were, we had Kofi and Miracic. the name is,
Maranchuk.
there's quite a lot of consonants in that place. That's why I
Maranchuk
chose
is Croatian.
the first name. And we had 2-1 before this game, talking a bit of our form, bit of our quality, personnel. I would have given Milan, however close it was going to be, I would have given Milan the win.
Yeah, same. But Torino were not to be run over, especially at their house. They just got beat by Juve in the previous match, the Turin derby as it was. So they avoided back-to-back high-profile defeats, and they came all out for against AC Milan. Honestly, I was expecting goals from Rafael Leao or more like better improvements in their gameplay. Is he Giroud? Most of them were nowhere to be found. Only Jonah Messias got to go, and after that it was just all Torino, and great win for Torino. Sad defeat for AC Milan. They still remain third, but points lost.
And it's taking them farther and farther away from Napoli.
Yeah.
But we still have a title chase because the season we have at least about 24 games more to go. So, I mean, we're here for the drama. As aware, Roma getting a win, 3-1 they played away from home to Verona. We had Zaniolo, we had Volpato, and you also had El Shaarawy in that one. Verona did fall to 10 men after the man who got the goal also had his papers. His working papers right there. Shout out to Ose's boys, because even though I don't see them giving Napoli a run for their money, but they're still in the conversation.
Yeah, they're still in the conversation. Yeah, because we expect naturally Ose Mourinho-led boys to be first or second or third, vying for it, and we have not seen that. Not just because they have not been trying. It's just there have been other teams who have been more clinical and Strasbourg than they are. I feel they almost give Jose Mourinho an attack, because they almost give Jose Mourinho. They got their winners 88th and the 90th minute to seal the game. Jose Mourinho will be like, okay, nice, good. We go from here, and AS Roma go from here. I feel the what's it called? Their involvement in Europe has not been fine on them in the league. If they had only had the league to concentrate on, I can tell you for a fact that they'll be either the second or the third team. But it is what it is. They are pulling their weight in the league, and great win for them against the 19th place Verona.
Okay, and a quick stopover in the Bundesliga. Just a shout out, I would say. We see at Union Berlin topping that table. They beat Mönchengladbach over the weekend, 2-1, and Bayern Munich. What a thrashing they gave Mainz.
6 different goal scorers.
And that was what caught my attention, is the fact that Juvenal Nagelsmann is like, can you score? You too. And the boys are absolutely dropping.
Go. GM. You tell me a better attacking midfielder right now. He's the best attacking midfielder right now, and there's the best box-to-box midfielder right now in JB. So they both got their goals over the weekend. Great for the Bundesliga. Advertisements.
Go Berlin. Go Berlin.
And your Union Berlin got their win.
How am I excited? I don't know, but and we also had Eintracht Frankfurt and Dortmund 2-1 right there.
Shout out to Daichi Kamada. He's been on top form this season.
Absolutely. And the race for the Bundesliga title is quite close. Union Berlin have a point over Bayern Munich, 26 points. They have Bayern have 25. SC Freiburg have 24, and Dortmund have 22. Game on. Let's quickly do the Champions League now, shall we? The fixtures we're expecting, but PSG beats Troyes, talking about the league, 4-3. Lionel Messi had hands, legs, and every part of his body in that. What happened? So let's quickly take a look at what we're expecting this evening. We have Victoria Plzen taking on Barcelona tonight, even though we know Barcelona are out of the Champions League already. Porto will be taking on Atletico Madrid as well. Leverkusen taking on Club Brugge. Bayern Munich taking on Inter Milan, the game to watch. Liverpool taking on Napoli, another game to watch. Marseille taking on Tottenham, also there this evening. Rangers taking on Ajax this evening. Victoria taking on Barcelona, I already mentioned that. Tonight as well, Sporting taking on Eintracht Frankfurt for this today's action. For tomorrow, we have Real Madrid taking on Celtic, Shakhtar Donetsk taking on RB Leipzig, AC Milan taking on RB Salzburg, Maccabi Haifa taking on Benfica, Copenhagen taking on Dortmund, Manchester City taking on Sevilla, Juventus taking on PSG, and then we have Chelsea taking on Dynamo Zagreb. I think for today as well as tomorrow's action, you cannot say you are suffering from a drought of football.
No.
You have more than enough to keep you company, absolutely, and we expect goals in that game. So it's about time for us to get ourselves out of the studio because we have exceeded our time. Limit. Okay, from me and Izzy Baba, we're saying adios.
Bye bye.
And I should be
Osimhen got a
asking you.
goal. No, sorry, Atrek. Ademola Lookman got a beautiful
Atalanta.
goal. No assist today for Iwobi.
Yeah,
New,
no
but
assist.
it's still coming, it's still gonna
And
come.
Napoli taking on a quick thought.
Why would
quick,
you?
quick
There is
thoughts.
no quick thoughts. There is no quick thoughts.
Put your football knowledge to the test. You stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media. Feisty and fiercely contested